Hey homies, and welcome to the first of a series of guide videos on all of the minigames available on New Club Penguin, a private server continuation of Club Penguin. In this video, we'll be going over the Puffle Roundup stamps that are exclusive to New Club Penguin. If you want to play on this server while using this guide, there's a link to download New Club Penguin at the top of the description. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First up is the Back to the Wild stamp. You can get this one by simply failing a roundup 3 times in a row, which basically means just letting all the Puffles escape without capturing a single one. You can do this by guiding each of the Puffles away from the pen to the edges of the screen. Once they get close enough, they will disappear and escape. Do this 3 rounds in a row and you will earn yourself the Back to the Wild stamp. This next stamp is the complete opposite of the previous one. To earn the full roundup stamp, you have to complete a round without letting any of the Puffles escape. This is a lot easier in the first 2 or 3 rounds of the game, as the Puffles haven't started to move yet, unlike later rounds in the game where they can't keep still. My biggest tip for this one is to just take your time. Also, you can move your mouse cursor outside of the screen to help get Puffles away if they are dangerously close to the edge of the screen. If you manage to do this successfully, you will earn yourself the full roundup stamp. Pro Herder is the next stamp on our list, and I'd recommend doing this one alongside the Coin Collector stamp, as they are both the same objective, but one takes a little bit longer. Pro Herder is awarded for earning 500 coins in one playthrough, and Coin Collector is earned by getting 2,500 coins. These numbers can sound pretty intimidating, but don't worry, my gameplay is far from perfect, and I was able to achieve both of these in around 13 minutes of constant gameplay. My biggest tip is to just focus on getting the majority of the Puffles captured. If you miss a few here and there, it doesn't really matter that much in the long run. Also, massive note for these stamps, when you get to the results screen and your total is above the threshold for either of these stamps, make sure you click play more and not finish. If you click finish, the minigame will end and the stamp won't count, so you have to click play more in order for the game to recognize that you've surpassed the threshold and award you with the stamp. Up next is the Nick of Time stamp. To get this one, you have to complete a full roundup with less than 5 seconds on the clock. Just like the full roundup stamp, just take your time getting all the Puffles into the pen, but the biggest tip I can give is in reference to the different Puffle sensitivity. When moving the mouse next to Puffles, each unique Puffle has a different speed and sensitivity associated with them, meaning the distance that the mouse cursor is from the Puffle to make it move. For example, the white Puffle has the lowest sensitivity, so you have to practically have your cursor right behind it to make it move, while the unicorn Puffle has the highest sensitivity and moves when the cursor is miles away from it. We can use this to create a setup that'll help us easily get the stamp. Start by getting the majority of the Puffles into the pen, but pay attention to how much they move. You want to have all the Puffles captured except one that has a high sensitivity, so that when you see the timer tick down past 5 seconds, you can quickly capture it without issue. Doing this will earn you the Nick of Time stamp. The Monochrome Stamp is up next. For this one, you have to earn 120 coins or more by only herding a single Puffle color per round. This one sounds intimidating, but the awesome community over at the Stamps, Activities, and Events Discord server have found a really good solution. While the description of the stamp would have you believe that you can only use one kind of Puffle per round, so for example one red Puffle, it actually counts Puffles if they are that color at all. So the best method I've found is to just herd yellow Puffles and yellow unicorn Puffles, as there's a custom roundup that crops up every now and again that has tons of them. So just keep progressing through, only capturing yellow and yellow unicorn Puffles and letting the rest escape. Eventually, after earning over 120 coins, the stamp will pop on the score screen. This next stamp also benefits from the all yellow custom roundup that appears every now and again. When you see this, just simply herd all of the gold Puffles into the pen, and then let the rest of them escape. Doing this will earn you the Gold Rush stamp. And now for the hardest stamp in this minigame, Ultimate Herder. Weirdly, this stamp's background texture in the stamp book is swapped with Pro Herder, as this stamp is definitely an extreme stamp and Pro Herder is definitely a medium stamp. To get this stamp, you have to earn 145 coins in a single roundup, which is a lot harder than it sounds. Score is calculated by the time remaining after you finish a roundup, times the amount of Puffles you successfully captured. Here's a handy graph that shows us the amount of Puffles you capture in a round and the minimum time you need remaining in order to get the 145 coins. Biggest tip I can give here is just practice a lot. There's a little bit of luck getting all the Puffles spawning at the top of the screen at the start, but just try and herd multiple Puffles at a time to the top of the screen and then push them in the pen. I eventually managed to get this run on the all yellow stage where everything came together perfectly, and the stamp popped before I'd even finished the round. I'd say the all yellow stage is probably one of the easier ones to get it on, as there's only 3 different Puffle sensitivities you have to worry about. So best of luck, get practicing and the Ultimate Herder stamp can be yours. And that's everything. That's all 8 stamps you can collect right now in Puffle Roundup on New Club Penguin. I hope this guide has been useful to you, and best of luck getting these stamps yourself. Let me know in the comments what minigame you want to see me do a guide on next, and without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, do not do drugs kids, it is bad. See you later everyone, bye bye.